Hello everyone. I'm very happy and also very proud to share with you some elements of our vision, of our technology vision, but also how it relates to HR value, the value we bring to you every day and that you expect from us. I would like to start with our mission. The Talentsoft mission. So you've seen that a couple of times already, and I would like to focus on some of the elements of that mission, especially the experience, the platform, and also the matching. Okay, we have very little time, so I have many subjects I would like to share with you, but I'll just concentrate on those for the time being. So let's start with experience. The first thing when we talk about experience, or that we expect from experience, is actually the user experience, the one that we see when we look at the user interface of a product, of an application. And of course, technology helps foster a better experience, as you can imagine. The way we've done that with Talentsoft is that we have designed what we call a design system. So what is this bird? What is a design system? It's just a set of visual components that we use to build the pages of an application from the ground up. So we start with small elements that we design, so we make sure they're all the same across the pages, such as, I don't know, a button or a field or whatever. And then we build more complex components out of it. So for example, an objective, or a mobility wish, or an address for an employee. These are more complex components. And up we build more complex elements, such as full pages, like a salary grid, for example. So why do we bother trying to gather and make it a coherent system through a design system? It's just because we want a visual identity to our application. This is so important in terms of experience, and this is why we have invested in this area. But it's not only that. The design system is also very useful when we talk with partners. And we're going to go back to the notion of platform later on, but at this moment for the design system, it's very important to share it with partners, because since partners add up functionalities to Talentsoft, we need to have a coherent visual identity even when functionalities are provided by our partners. So this is why we share these design systems all across the board. But there are other elements to experience. The fact of taking into account local needs is also part of the experience. It's very hard to have a one-size-fits-all in HR, especially. And Europe is a very complex place, and HR is no exception. And even though there are global trends, global HR practices, there are also a lot of local needs and local practices. And our technology, our architecture allows for that. We have designed in our architecture what we call a templating system. A templating system allows for a global Talentsoft for one organization, but also with local specificities that we can take into account, like local practices. So the parameters, the settings, can be adapted region by region or subsidiaries by subsidiaries, so that we take into account those local needs. And a lot of you have already used those templating systems within Talentsoft. Now, locality is not only a matter of functionality, it's also a matter of data location. And in Europe, there is a kind of a practice, even though it goes beyond what the law requires, but people like to have their data close to their headquarters, okay? And our hosting strategy allows for that as well. We know how to take this need into account. We have spread our data centers all across Europe so that the customers can choose the exact location of their data. And to us, this is also part of the global experience that we offer to our customers and to our users. Now, I would also like to talk about a subject related to experience which you probably don't see every day, okay? And actually, you don't see it until you lose it. This is what I call resilience. Resilience is just a measure of how available an application is. And it's very important to have those applications, our application, available all the time, okay? And the way we do that is that we've built our data centers as twins. They always go 2 by 2. Why? Because one is always, at all times, the real-time backup of the other, so that if there is a problem, the second data center takes over, and you don't see almost any disruption. Maybe it will be a few seconds or a few minutes, as opposed to the normal behavior in that case, which would be like hours or days of disruption. And this is how we built our very high availability, higher than the market. We've checked that, above 99.9%, way above that actually. So this is all about experience, and you see that there are very diverse elements that go into contributing to the final experience of the users. Well, there is another subject which is very important to me, very widespread in terms of ramification and consequences. This is the platform. The platform is really the element that glues together many HR systems. And you know that the future of HR systems is actually to join together many services from different origins into one consistent service. This is what we have started to do a few years ago, and now we have this platform that partners can integrate with. But before this became a reality, before this vision came true, we had a lot of challenges, a lot of technical challenges to overcome, and we had to solve those big challenges. And amongst others, amongst a few of them, there is, of course, a consistent experience across the platform. So by now, you know how we solved this, because we've built this design system that partners can use, so that whenever they propose, I don't know, expense management or time management, it looks like if it were a Talentsoft functionality, thanks to this design system. But there are other challenges we've solved, more technical maybe. One is about security. So I guess you as HR people, if you talk to your CIO or your HR system manager, one of the first things they will raise if you talk about platform and integrated partners and so on is security. How are you going to guarantee that you maintain security, data confidentiality, and so on? Well, to solve this issue, what we have done is we have kept this subject for ourselves. We manage security, and we don't delegate any of these to the partners or to outside parties. And if a user wants to use a partner application, a partner functionality, they have to go through Talentsoft to authenticate and to declare who they are before they can use any of the features of the platform. And again, if you talk to your CIOs about platforms and integration, they will say, okay, security, you seem to have solved it. Now, I'm afraid about integration costs, because the more systems you try to integrate, the higher the cost, if you don't pay attention to how you do the work, of course. And we have worked hard with our software development kit, with our APIs, with our testing environments for partners, so that partners, the last ones who have integrated with the platform, have spent between 5 and 10 days of work to do so. So that's quite an endeavor, and of course we'll continue to work in this area so that the cost goes even lower than that. But that's an important aspect because it fosters usage of the platform as soon as the cost of integration goes down. And partners not only spend very little days. I mean, from my standards, 5 to 10 days is okay, to integrate to a platform such as Talentsoft, but they get a better reward out of it. What we've done recently is that when a partner spends this investment to integrate their functionalities to Talentsoft, not only they appear in My Talentsoft and users can start using their features, they also appear in our mobile application for the same price. There is no extra integration cost for them to appear in our mobile app. So this is what I wanted to tell you about the platform, and even though there is many more to say, I just wanted you to get a feel of what we have done so that it becomes a reality. Now let's talk about matching. So it's a subject I like very much. Actually, matching is more the part that you as users will see. It's like the tip of the iceberg to match people with jobs, for example, or candidates with vacancies, or people with relevant training sessions or training contents that they may like to consume. That's the tip of the iceberg. Now, what is behind is more things like AI, machine learning, smart algorithms, data science. And this is all great, this is all very exciting. But before it works, it needs to rely on very solid data governance and data quality. Without that, AI is worth nothing, really. And this is why we have worked to make sure we can help you guys drive your data governance, to help you increase the data quality. And I've discussed last night with many of you, especially on problems with data quality. And don't worry, everyone has it, okay? So no one is an exception in this area. What we want to do, our ambition, is to help you increase your data quality, is to help you increase your control over data governance. Of course, you have to work and walk the last miles to make sure your data quality is good. But our tools can help. For example, the Talentsoft Hub is designed to consolidate data from Talentsoft and data from other sources, from the ecosystem of HR. And we have mechanisms to drive data consistency along that process of consolidation. We also have HR analytics that will help you spot exactly the points where you need to increase the quality, because we expose how the data can be weird, for example, or incomplete, okay? And of course, the open platform, again, is the place where we gather data from partners and Talentsoft, and we also have the mechanisms to ensure data consistency along that process. Okay, so these were the points I wanted to share with you regarding what we have today and how this relates to HR and HR value, okay? Now, in the next few minutes, I would like to share with you some elements that are coming ahead, some elements that may impact HR, may impact software editors such as Talentsoft, so that we can deliver a better service to you. And one subject which is very dear to me is digital ethics. So what is this again? This is all about how you manage data. And strangely enough now, data management is a risk for companies. It is a management risk. And as Bursin is putting it, data is the new oil, but it may be as dirty as oil. Why? Just because people now are very and more conscious of what companies may do with their data. And companies is you guys, is the employers, the CEO of their employees. And to me, it's very important now to stress that in order to continue to innovate with data, we need to be very transparent in the way we deal with this data. And we have to explain what we do with it. And it is not so much a responsibility like for political leaders or for laws or whatever. Actually, all the studies show that people expect their employers and their CEOs to step in and take this social responsibility. It has nothing to do with politics or rules or laws or whatever. It's a social responsibility in the hands of companies. So it's you guys, actually. It's also us as editors, software editors, especially dealing with personal data. You imagine that we have also a role in this. Technology can help, and we are working currently on this to make it easy for you, for example, to explain what recommendation algorithms produce as results, to help you have a better transparency with candidates when they access your website to apply. But of course, you have the responsibility to be more transparent with your employees and your candidates. Just to explain, there is nothing critical about that, nothing really rocket science, but it's very important to expose very clearly what you are doing with the data and to give explanation. And remember that employees expect this from you guys. Now, there is also another subject which is maybe a bit more complex, a bit further in the future. This is called energy efficiency. You may know that we have a lot of data centers. We consume a lot of energy in those data centers. Just to give you a ballpark figure, every month we receive around 1.2 billion requests from our users, from you actually. And this is a lot. This is a lot, and this is increasing by 50% a year. So our traffic is just tremendous. It's even by B2C standards, it's very big. And that consumes a lot of energy. So what we will do in the future, I don't have all the solutions today, but for sure what we're committed to do is to work on measuring how we consume energy in our data centers. And this is not only a problem for Talentsoft, it's a problem for actually all SaaS providers or social network providers and so on. Yeah, just to give you a hint, if you take like a normal data center, normal is like the size of a football field data center, so you can picture the size. This will burn as much energy as about a city of 100,000 people. And data centers are grooming all over the world at the moment. So it's become a world concern to now take care of how much energy we burn in those data centers. So we're committed to that. And the first step we're going to take is to measure what we do. Of course, this is the basics before we can make sensible decisions. So this is what we're going to do. And of course, we will keep you informed of our progress in this area. Now, I couldn't really finish this keynote without coming back to the notion of HR in the flow of work. You know, we're very committed to that. And this is what we think the future of HR is. The future of HR is really to help people work together and also to help people grow together. So what we mean by that is just teamwork, foster teamwork. And our belief is that to do this, we need a super great platform. Why? Just because the platform is what connects the dot together, what connects people together, and what connects also tools together, just to foster more teamwork ever. And we already have examples of that, for example, with what you've seen this morning. We integrate Talentsoft with Teams. Teams, Microsoft Teams is the place where more and more people work together every day. That's a way of bringing HR where people are actually working every day. But not only we want to integrate HR in the flow of work, we also want to analyze the flow of work. For example, with HR analytics, which will get better insights on what people and teams are doing and how they can grow better. We are also doing this with the Microsoft Graph Data Connect, as you have seen this morning. And there are many more examples of this that we will bring you in the future, and we will keep you, of course, posted on what we do. Thank you very much, everybody.